the negative impacts of microplastic? First, I'll tell you about the definition of microplastic. Microplastic are small synthetic solid particles that are smaller than 1 to 5 millimeters, and they are tiny plastic particles that break down and travel into the ocean. There are two main types of microplastic they are primary microplastic and secondary microplastic. First, I'll tell you about the primary microplastic. Primary microplastic are fully manufactured by the ocean. For example, some of the products that we use have microplastics in it, like cosmetic hand sanitizer. Next, I'll tell you about the secondary microplastic.
Okay.
Secondary microplastic are plastic that break down into the ocean and travel into the ocean. They originate from the various sources. Here is some pictures of microplastic. Next, I'll tell you about how do microplastic get to the ocean. As you can see in this picture, plastic are created by fossil fuels manufacturer, and then the plastic will hand to the consumer. Next, the plastic was disposing into the ocean, the landfill, or they are blowing away. Then the plastic enters into the ocean and ending up into the ocean. They become a big garbage patch into the Pacific Ocean and others. Then they break down into the microplastic. Now I'll tell you about my main part is some of the negative impacts of microplastic. First is harming the marine life. As you guys can see in these pictures, there are a turtle is stuck in the fishing net. A sea lion is stuck in a fishing net in its neck. A dead body of a seabird. And if we harm and killing a lot of sea animals, and if we don't stop it, some of these animals will become extinct. Next is the environmental damage. First is the climate change. The climate change is the climate change. As you know that the microplastic is affected the climate change because of the CH4 and CO2. If we burn the plastic, the CO2 and CH4 will create climate change. Next is the microplastics in the soil. The soil damage. The soil damage is if the microplastic come into the soil, then the soil can't because of the waters and soil was damaged, so the plants can grow. Next is the microplastics. Some of the products have the microplastics in it. First is the hand sanitizer, have microplastics in them, and the liquid shampoo. And Because of this, so the environment and the environment will have the pollution. Here is some solution to reduce the microplastic. First is carry your own reusable bags when go shopping. If we use reusable bag when go shopping, then we can use them many times instead of the plastic bag. We can use it only one time. Next is the use more organic clothes because they are good for your health and they can affect in our health. Use more public transportation because of why we need to use public transportation because we will reduce the gas of the plastic that we of all the transportation like cars, motorbikes, and etc. And the last is avoid microbits. The reason why we need to avoid the microbits because we need to save the environment and we need to avoid microbits will save the environment because if we use much more microbits then we can affect a lot to the environment. This is the end of my part and next Cammy part.